We have many devices that help to protect the users against any potential electrical hazards when we're using our appliances. One of the most basic ones that we have is what we call the fuse. The fuse, it can come in many different forms. There's a very basic form and there's also the very, very advanced type. But let's just talk about the ones that we are going to find a bit more relevant. The basic fuse is actually indicated as a rectangle box with a line that goes all the way straight through the thing. And it comes with a number printed on the side. Now, what that number actually indicates is what we call the fuse rating. Now, fuse rating actually tells us what's the maximum amount of electricity or current that can flow through this fuse without burning up the fuse. What happens in the fuse is that it actually encompasses a certain fixed piece of thin wire inside the fuse, and should the current exceed the rating of the fuse, and the heat that's generated in that short piece of wire within the fuse will actually cause the fuse to burn, and then immediately it introduces an open circuit to whatever the fuse is being attached to. So a fuse is a very basic but pretty effective way to stop a live current from flowing in a circuit that's enduring current levels that are not safe. Now, the more modern take to the fuse would be what we call a circuit breaker. It works more or less in the same way as a fuse, but the difference here is this: it is a switch. So once the current that is flowing through the circuit breaker comes close to exceeding whatever the allowed level or whatever the safe level of current flow should be, then the miniature circuit breaker will actually switch off. It doesn't lead to any burning of any wire, so we do not need to physically replace that circuit breaker with a new one. But all we have to do is to understand that when a circuit breaker switches off, it means that something is introducing a very high current flowing through, which is not safe, and therefore we find the faulty appliance, we remove it from the circuit, and we can now once again switch on the circuit breaker and the whole circuit should work. These will be some of the more basic forms that are of protection against electrical hazards that we have. Now, still one more is called double insulation.
Stay tuned for more contents. Click the plus for more info.